Everybody, welcome to Vintage Variety. Today I'm going to be talking about the Art Nouveau movement. I'm going to be sharing my small collection of Art Nouveau jewelry with you guys, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to recognize and identify Art Nouveau jewelry. The Art Nouveau movement was from 1890 to 1910. Although the Art Nouveau movement was short-lived, it had a dramatic impact on jewelry design. Art Nouveau jewelry did not rely on precious metals. The focus was more on the craftsmanship and the art that went into the pieces. Art Nouveau jewelry used materials such as shell, mother of pearl, copper, ivory, horn, low-grade gold, silver, and even steel. Gemstones that were used in Art Nouveau jewelry included garnet, natural pearls, turquoise, citrine, peridot amethyst, agates, opals, moonstones, and even colored glass. Art Nouveau jewelry features a lot of curves and flowing lines with themes of fantasy, nature, insects. Women with long flowing hair were popular themes, as were fairies and flowers. Some pieces were done in fine and more expensive materials. I feel like Art Nouveau jewelry is pretty easy to recognize. This delicate little Art Nouveau necklace is done in 10-karat gold. It has a ruby set in the center and a natural pearl. Notice the design on this. It looks kind of like a little bug, but you also see the flowy lines. The costume designers for the Lord of the Rings movies based the jewelry designs worn in that movie off of Art Nouveau jewelry. This piece is done in sterling. You can see the lady is wearing a long flowing dress. There are leaves and vines, and she also has long flowing hair. And this is the back of this brooch. It has a C-clasp and a ball hinge. This one's also done in sterling. You can see this lady has long flowing hair, and her hair kind of curves around on this piece. Notice how long the pin is on this one. Here's another piece that's done in sterling. This piece has a colored glass stone in its center. And this is the back of the piece. Because the Art Nouveau movement was for such a short period of time, and many of the materials that were used were materials that over time could break down, it's not an easy kind of jewelry to find. It is findable, but there's just not a lot of it out there, so it's not really that easy to find. And a lot of the pieces, the more expensive pieces, the really good pieces, are in private collections and museums. These little brooches I have shown in a previous video, but I wanted to show them again because they are Art Nouveau and they do have enameling. A lot of Art Nouveau jewelry was enamel. and often the enamel does not hold up well over time. You can see that there's some chips in the enamel of this piece. All of these little pins are done in brass. This one is set with tiny pearls, and these are natural pearls. You can see some of the wear on the enameling of this piece. This piece has glass stones. It's done in brass, and it also has enameling. Notable designers of the Art Nouveau movement are René Lalique, Henry Vivier, Georges Fouquet, Louis Comfort Tiffany, and Lucien Gaillard. Look at this little brass brooch. The leaves are done to kind of give the appearance that they're holding the stone, when actually they aren't. They're just part of the design. Mother of pearl and a glass stone. These are little birds. Here is a piece. This one is a pendant. It's Egyptian Revival. And there has been Egyptian Revival jewelry just about in every period. Victorian period, the Art Nouveau period, the Art Deco. This little scarab beetle is made of wood. That's the back of it. Here's another little Art Nouveau enameled piece. This one's a brooch. This piece has a glass stone. This pendant is done in silver, and it has a moonstone set into its center. This brooch is definitely one of my favorite pieces. It is set with glass stones. And it's also done in brass. Then I have this enormous ring. This ring is done in sterling. See the design on the sides. Then it has this huge silver ball. This is another necklace pendant with lapis. These are sash pins, or sash brooches as some people call them. I did show these in my first video on antique brooch identification. These are also Art Nouveau. And I just want you to look at the themes that are on these. They're very curvaceous, flowy lines. This one has grapes and leaves on it. And then this one, notice the curves and the flowy lines on this piece. That's what you see in a lot of Art Nouveau jewelry. And also, if it happens to be a brooch, a lot of the Art Nouveau brooches are going to have this C-clasp on them. Now, you can't always go by that, as I mentioned in the brooch identification video, because these do get broken off over time. Sometimes people replaced them with the safety catches because they did not want to lose the brooch. This next piece that I'm going to show you, this is a necklace. It looks very Art Nouveau. However, this is finished. This is not antique, and this is not what I would call authentic Art Nouveau. There was a lot of jewelry produced like this in the 70s. And this jewelry like this was produced using stampings, and they look just like the old Art Nouveau pieces. This was early on when I started collecting, and when I got this, I thought I really had a piece of antique Art Nouveau jewelry. I took it to an antique dealer, and they told me, no, there were a lot of these produced back during the 70s. It's not authentic. A lot of Art Nouveau pieces were made out of stampings, but this is not an authentic piece. It is, however, a very pretty piece. I have worn it, and I do have it in my collection. So I wanted to show you guys this because a lot of times you can run across these old pieces from the 70s, and you might think, oh, that's antique. That's a piece of Art Nouveau jewelry. But it's not. It is vintage. It is collectible, but it is not authentic Art Nouveau jewelry from the Art Nouveau period. Now I want to show you guys these earrings. These earrings did come from Czechoslovakia, and they are done in an Art Nouveau style. They are handmade, and they are made from what's called new old stock. New old stock is when old components are used to make new pieces. For example, let's say someone bought a warehouse and it was full of old stampings and check glass beads and things like that that was used in making this jewelry. They could produce jewelry and it would be made of the original old components. However, it would be new jewelry. And that's what these are. And these are earrings. They are very heavy earrings. The glass beads on these earrings really weight them down. I'll show you the back. This is the back of the piece. If you were to run across something like this, take a really good look at the ear wire or how the earring goes into the ear. This is a dead giveaway right here that these earrings are not original Art Nouveau from the Art Nouveau period, because they would not have attached this way. This earring clasp is a much, much more modern invention. And could these be new stampings? Yes, they could. Could these be new check glass beads? I suppose they could. I'm willing to believe the person that I bought them from that these are most likely old stampings. You can see where they've soldered right here to put this piece on. And they've also soldered on these right here to attach these pieces. So that makes me believe that these are old stampings, because you can buy stampings like this today, and if you're buying them as components to make earrings and things like that, they're going to come with this already on them. So it would not have to be soldered on there. I hope you enjoyed this video and sharing some items from my collection with me. I put a lot of time, effort, and research into making these videos. So please keep in mind, it costs nothing to subscribe and it will help me to grow my channel. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notification. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.